Hey guys, I'm Samantha and I am here to do the book buying tag. This was a video I came across from Gemma's channel of Bookish Gems. She seems to find all of the good book tags, so I tend to try to save them onto my tag playlist to do later. But let me go ahead and get into the questions. The first question is, where do you buy your books from? Majority of the time I tend to buy all my books used and secondhand. So from my local library, they have a Read Again bookstore. So I tend to get all of my books from there. Occasionally I'll buy books from Books A Million and Amazon, but most of the time it's from my local library. 2. Do you ever pre-order books? And if so, do you do this in-store or online? I've only ever pre-ordered one book, and that was the second Crescent City book, and I pre-ordered it on Amazon at the time. 3. On average, how many books do you buy in a month? Probably like 2 or 3. I was gifted some books recently too, but most of the time I tend to haul maybe like 1 or 2 books each month. 4. Do you use your local library? All the time. I do videos occasionally on here now where I'll do library book hauls because I tend to have a bad habit of checking out all the books, even though most of the time I tend not to get to all of them. But yes, I use my local library all the time. If so, how many books can you or do you borrow at the time? I think you can have up to like 20 books checked out at a time, and I tend to usually have about 8 to 10 checked out in one go. As of right now, let's see, I have 9 currently checked out right now. 7. How do you feel about charity shop or secondhand books? As I mentioned earlier, that's pretty much all of my books. I am really frugal when it comes to book buying, and especially if I'm not sure if I will enjoy a book enough to want to pay a whole bunch of it. If I haven't read it through the library first, I tend to want to try to find a cheaper version of it just so I can save money for emergency use and things like that. So I am perfectly fine with getting used books. 8. Do you keep your read or in TBR pile together or on the same shelf or not? If I remember to pull them off of my shelves whenever I do plan my TBR, I will, but most of the time, if it's my own copies of books, they tend to just stay on the same shelf or same pile. 9. Do you plan to read all of the books that you own? I would like to. I have the best intentions of trying to read all the books that I own. Doesn't always happen in a timely manner, but I do plan on trying to get to all of them. 10. What do you do with the books that you own that you feel you would never read / felt you did not enjoy? They get unhauled. I just don't donate them back to my local library, or if there's like a little free library, or if I think like my mom would read it and enjoy it more than I will, I'll unhaul it that way, but most of the time it goes back to my local library. And 11 kind of goes into that. Have you ever donated books? Yes, all the time. 12. Have you ever been on a book buying ban? I try to limit myself on how many books I do bring in, not necessarily ban myself from buying books, but I do live in a small house, don't have a lot of shelf space, and I live with another person, so I have to be mindful of the way that the space is used. So I just have to try to get to the books, and whatever books that I read and don't plan on rereading in the future, that's when they usually get unhauled. And 13, do you feel that you buy too many books? Whenever I go to the local library and they're having their sale where paperbacks are 25 cents and hardbacks are 50 cents. Sometimes I do go a little overboard, but overall I tend to be pretty good about not overspending with some books. But yeah, those are the 13 questions for the book buying tag. Let me know in the comments below what your answers are to these questions. Like this video if you enjoyed it, and hit subscribe to keep up to date with any of the new tags that I answer in the future. And until next time, you guys, bye.